Am I the a-hole for telling his mom he cheated when she kept defending him to me? I 19 female dated this guy for 4 years, and we broke up about a month ago. The reason? He cheated, and not just once. Not some "it was a mistake, I was drunk" kind of cheating. He had a full-blown side girlfriend for 6 entire months. I didn't even find out through him. I only found out because she messaged me and said, "I didn't know he was still with you too." Anyway, ever since then, his mom keeps texting me. Stuff like, "I hope you two can work it out," and "he's just going through a phase," and "men make mistakes sometimes, but he really loves you." Like, ma'am, your sweet boy was sleeping with another woman for half a year, while still being with me. I ignored her for a while. I thought if I didn't respond, she'd get the hint and leave me alone. But then last week, she sends me a baby picture of him with a caption, "My sweet boy, you guys were so perfect together." At that point, I'd had enough. I snapped. I replied, "Your sweet boy has been raw-dogging a girl named Talia for 6 months and told her he felt stuck with me. Hope that helps." Now suddenly, his whole family is mad at me. My ex even called me disgusting and accused me of ruining his reputation. He said his mom is having a breakdown because she's so disappointed in him now that she knows the truth. So like, am I the a-hole for finally speaking up when they just wouldn't stop coming at me with this fake, sweet, delusional stuff? Or did I take it too far? Now for the top comments. His mom should have stayed out of it if she didn't want the brutal honesty. You dealt with enough already without having to coddle her delusions. This is the answer I was looking for. Not the a-hole. All you did was tell the truth. If he wasn't happy about the truth, he shouldn't have cheated on you. Now they know their precious baby boy is a POS. You shattered their illusion. Forget them. He cheated on you and you set everybody straight. What's the problem here? Not the a-hole. I'm guessing his dad constantly cheated on his mother and she stayed with him and tolerated it, so I guess he assumed it was okay. Maybe if she had a backbone, he would have been raised better. Right? I was with my first husband from 17 to 30 years old. We had 3 kids. When I finally divorced him, his mom was mad and upset and tried to defend her baby as well. I hadn't told her what was really going on. When I did, she asked me why I hadn't told her before. I told her, "What could you have said to him that would change the fact that you stayed with his alcoholic father when he cheated on you multiple times?" She couldn't say anything after that and never brought it up again. Even my ex begged me to stay and tried using the kids. He asked me, "What kind of lesson are we teaching our children?" I said we would teach them a lesson whether we stayed together. If I stay, I am teaching them the same lesson your parents taught you. Men can do whatever they please, and their wives will just accept it. I prefer to teach them a different lesson. If they want to stay married, then you have to be loyal and work at it. You don't get to do whatever you want and expect to stay married. Next story. Am I the a-hole for giving my wife an ultimatum on her male best friend due to what he did before our wedding years ago? Plus update. My wife and I have been married for about 5 years, and something I learned from her male friend's girlfriend was that he confessed his love to my wife the night before. She told me they got into a fight about this and figured I should know. So I confronted my wife about this, and she admitted it. I yelled at her and asked how the heck she could keep this from me, and how the heck she thought it was appropriate to have him at our wedding. She told me she didn't want to ruin our wedding day, and I told she's not stupid enough to not know I'd want to know this. See, this male friend always made me uneasy from the start. She told me that she has no feelings for him. But after this, I don't know if I trust her. I told her that if she even wants me to consider staying with her, she needs to cut off her friend. OP, I had something similar happen to me with my female friend a week before my wedding. She told me she loved me and sent me nudes of herself. My mom didn't raise no fool though. I told my now wife right away. I'm sure if I would have tried to hide something like that, I probably would be divorced today. This friend was known to hang out with both my wife and me quite a bit. Been married 13 years now, and yes, my wife had me go no contact with his ex-friend. Had this happened to me too. My guy best friend confessed his feelings for me, not near our wedding, just while we were hanging out. I told my then boyfriend, now husband, immediately when I got home. It was a really easy decision to end that friendship. Yeah, she screwed herself by keeping quiet about it. I get waiting till after the wedding because it was the next day, but she should have said something right after. Also, probably ask her friend not to attend after his confession. I feel like I'm going insane at the people saying that he had no right to be angry because she chose you, when she still hangs out with a guy who tried to get her to leave him the day before their wedding, after he's expressed discomfort about him and hid this from him for 5 years. Not the a-hole. My trust in my wife would be massively shaken from her hiding this from me. Cutting him off should have happened the day of, or at the very least the day after your wedding. Don't let these morons gaslight you into thinking you are somehow the problem here. Double standards in the comments are very telling and showing major bias. I guarantee if it was the husband in her position, and he was still hanging out with his girl best friend after she confessed her love to him, they would be calling him a cheater 100%, and that's a fact. Legitimately, the only reasons not to cut off the friend and not tell the husband is emotional affair. Haven't even seen that phrase mentioned once though. Update a month later. We are currently separated, and I am in the process of divorcing my wife. Honestly, her hesitation of making a choice was too much for me. Just the fact that she needed so long to cut this guy out after he crossed the line, and that she has so much trouble making it right for me, speaks volumes to me. When I told her this, and that I was leaving her, she tried to convince me and say she will cut him off. I told her it was too late at that point. I told her I don't trust her. I don't want to be with her. I don't want to deal with her again. I've been staying with a friend right now. One thing I wanted to address about my last post that kept coming up. Some of you said he's over her. He has a girlfriend. And I gotta say, you must be actually brain dead or can't read. His ex-girlfriend literally told me they got in a fight about this because he wasn't over my wife. That's literally why I found out, because his ex told me about it. His girlfriend was another person caught up in this mess. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to take in my son's half-brother after CPS removed him from my ex and her family offered me anything to take the child? I, 28 male, have a 5.5-year-old son with my ex Becca, 27 female. I had primary custody of my son after Becca and I broke up, and when he was 2, she lost all her parenting time after numerous issues where our son was in danger of being harmed and/or was neglected in her home. Becca has not seen our son since I was given sole custody. She had the chance to change that, but never took it. Becca's family were really kind when the custody issue was ongoing, and they even spoke against Becca maintaining visitation because they knew it was better for my son. Fast forward, and last year, Becca had another son with the guy she was with when she lost all her visitation with our son. They had this child in their care for several months, but at some point, some kind of abuse became apparent, and he was removed by CPS earlier this year. When it happened, Becca's parents and her sister called to tell me about it. I thanked them for the information, thinking it was valid to keep on record in case we had another custody battle. But a week later, Becca's mom, her sister and her brother called and asked me why I hadn't talked to CPS about taking in Becca's younger son. We had a discussion, and it became clear to me that they had expected me to run out and ask for the child to be placed with me. They told me he's my son's brother, even if half, and the boys should be raised together. And throughout the different times they have brought this up to me, I was told they would support us financially to help me raise both boys. Each and every time they have mentioned it, I have said no, and I reduced contact between us when they wouldn't stop bringing this up. They asked me how I could let my child's only sibling rot in foster care, and they were even more upset when I refused to look into it, even to see if I'd be open. They told me I would not be doing it alone, and foster care is evil. I suggested they take him in, or get Becca to do better and get her to a place where she could raise him. But I made it clear I would not be raising their other grandson or nephew. Of course, this means they think I'm a monster who won't save their grandson. Am I the a-hole for not taking him, or even trying to? What about his biological father ask him to take care? And you don't have any relationship with that child, so why should you care? Not the a-hole. The biological father was part of, if not the main person abusing this boy. Did Becca's parents' brother or sister give any explanation why they wouldn't try to get custody? It is strange that they would assume you would, even though your son is his brother. Some people might be willing to do that, but it's not something to be expected nor demanded. If Becca's family doesn't live too far away, the brothers would still grow up together because of family visits. It's not clear why they are acting like OP is the only option. They did not give me any explanation as to why me and not them. The only thing they have focused on is the boys being raised together and all the things they are willing to do to allow me to raise them both together. I would ask why they can't take him in and raise him if they have the means to assist. You are not obligated to raise a child that isn't yours, regardless, unless you adopt. Insist the family can take him, then you can bring your son to visit him. Anything else is off the table. Tell them if they continue harassing you, you will have to limit, or cut if necessary, their contact with your son. While the kid's situation is sad, it's obviously not your responsibility. It's not even logical that they expect you to take him. Next of kin, that is, Becca's family, or even the paternal side, where are they? Would be the logical choice, and who would have been contacted to take him in. It doesn't make you a monster that you don't want to. They are saying that to manipulate you. They should concentrate their energy on helping Becca get to a point where she can get him back, as you suggested, and leave you alone. It sounds like the family has long since given up on Becca. Plus, they haven't given you any reason why they can't take him in. If they have the means to offer you financial help, then they certainly have the means to take him in. They say foster care is evil, but it's still better than leaving the child in a clearly abusive situation. In foster care, there's at least the possibility he'll end up with a good family, not the a-hole. Last story. Am I the a-hole for telling my mother-in-law she can't take her grandson for an entire day by herself? I, 30 female, had a baby 5 weeks ago and live long distance from my in-laws. Mother-in-law is coming into town next week to visit and meet baby and wants to take him all over town for an entire day without me. He is exclusively breastfed and does not take a bottle. He will only eat for a few seconds, then screams and looks for breast. He has never been away from me and gets worked up and fussy when I leave the room for more than a few minutes. He is happy and healthy but very attached to me, which I don't think is unreasonable for being exclusively breastfed and only 5 weeks. Mother-in-law has told my partner multiple times that he needs to make me put baby on a bottle so she can take him, and that I do not know what's best for the baby. This is her first grandbaby, but baby number 3 for me, so I am not new to this. They say I am trying to keep the baby from her, and that I'm selfish for thinking it's too early for him to be away for an entire day. No one on my side of the family has had him by themselves. He has never been anywhere without me. I am happy to let her have all the time with him that she wants, as long as we are all in the same place. She is not familiar with the area and has not communicated where their hotel is, what they will be doing, where they're going, or how long she wants him, just that she wants him by herself for the entire day, specifically without me. I'm getting alarm bells and red flags from the entire situation. My partner has said, I will not be with someone that would keep my baby from my mom and be so selfish. But I'm just trying to protect my infant. I told them they can spend all the time with him that they want, and I won't interfere unless he needs to eat or gets too worked up. Am I the a-hole? Edit. My answer is unequivocally no. She cannot take my baby anywhere. More detail. They are from a Caribbean country, where there are many cultural differences as well as language barrier, so I did not see the red flags until I was very pregnant. I have only met mother-in-law in person once, a few years ago, and she put the crazy away for that occasion. He said many times throughout my pregnancy that he wanted the baby born in his home, rather than here in the States where we live, but I made clear that was not feasible. He has also expressed that he wants to take baby back to his home country to learn his language and culture at some point. I fear that he and mother-in-law are plotting something behind my back, but I have been told I'm being controlling, manipulative, dramatic, and selfish so many times in the past week that I think I'm losing my grip. Am I actually seeing the signs I'm seeing? And do I need to be reacting as strongly as I am? I will not be letting baby out of my sight, and she will be lucky to see baby at all with the way she's behaving. Is that too overbearing or just being a protective mother? I haven't gotten enough sleep for this. Not the a-hole. Your husband has lost his mind. pressuring you over this lunacy. Nothing about your mother-in-law's demands are sane or sensible or reasonable. No, practice saying it. No, no, and no. Do not let this woman leave your home with your child. Not for 5 minutes, or she'll disappear for the day. Not check in and ignore your calls. If your husband is a first-time father, maybe he just doesn't get it about an EBF newborn. To be as fair as possible to him, but still, no. It's concerning that your mother-in-law is pushing for a bottle when your baby is clearly not ready. My first grandson refused the bottle. He went from breast to cup. OP, not the a-hole, and tell husband she is not taking him anywhere and you will die on this hill. No. Establish boundaries now. You're exclusively breastfeeding. That's enough of a reason, though I could think of plenty more. Your partner is an a-hole if he doesn't have your back. She can come visit in your home and stay the day, if you like, but she has zero business taking a 5-week-old infant from his sole food source. I've seen OP comment she suspects they want to secretly get a DNA test done. Nah, OP. Make arrangements to get out of that home and relationship if you can. If you feel otherwise safe, call your partner or husband out in his behavior. Don't let him gaslight you. You are not crazy or an a-hole. He sounds manipulative AF, and so does his mother. This is a stickier situation than your original post stated. Protect your children first. They're what matter most. Putting a 5-week-old on a bottle can mess up breastfeeding, just saying as a former childbirth educator. I have said this so many times, and they say I'm being manipulative and that he will learn. And I'm just saying that to keep the baby from her and be controlling. I am seriously starting to feel like a crazy person for standing my ground and protecting my little one. No matter what educated reasons I give as to why I don't want this to happen, I am still met with guilt, bullying, and gaslighting.